Just stop fiddle farting around and get to it.
This week on isletunes, we're gonna fiddle around with folk and folk around with fiddle as we get into some down-hominess grown by islanders, those who stayed here, those who left here, and those who moved here. And while we're at it, we'll fiddle folk around with some adjacent ditties as well. Yous ready, PEI? Let's get her done! How's she going, Prince Edward Island? I am your host, Adam Michael James, and you are listening to the November 28th, 2025 episode of the Music PEI Award nominated isletunes. I am so not going to get tired of that descriptor, not unless I have to change it to award-winning, of course. It's time to dig into another week of the island's musical cornucopia. You may recall that's Latin for horn of plenty, and while you may not hear much in the way of horns this go-round, you will get lots of guitar, drums of various kinds, smooth vocals in 2 languages, and a generous amount of fiddle. Here's something you may not know. About 50 years ago, yes, that was 1975, and I do remember it, fiddle music was essentially dead here on Prince Edward Island. No way, you say. Yeah, way. With the advent of radio, television, recorded media, and paved roads that allowed folks to go see shows wherever they wanted on the island and not just in their almost backyards, fiddle was indeed a dying art. That seems almost impossible now, and y'all basically have one man to thank for fixing it, Father Faber McDonald from Little Pond, that's kind of between Surrey and Georgetown, kinda, who right around the mid-70s was doing his thing in a little place called St. Dunstan's Basilica. Faber was big on fiddle music and tried to keep it going by taking part in concerts and entertaining at seniors' homes. Then one day in 1976, after such a gig in Rollo Bay, he sent out letters to what he hoped would be other interested parties, interested in not letting the style slip into oblivion, that is. Thankfully for him and you, the response was a bit on the overwhelming side, and the following year the Prince Edward Island Fiddlers Society was formed. They'd made enough literal noise by 1980 that they put out a record full of jigs and strathspeys and all that good stuff. If you think 1980 is ancient history, what you're about to hear is a medley of standard reels taken from a publication called Oswald's Caledonian Pocket Companion, which was printed in 1751. Let's kick off this episode of isletunes with the Prince Edward Island Fiddlers and Flowers of Edinburgh, of course from Scotland, the White Cockade, which derived from the English-Scottish border, and Stack of Barley, which sure has a bit of an Irish lilt. Hooray for vinyl!
starboard bow, we're sailing to the old fishing grounds. Well, the sun's nearly up and the sea's a little rough. Hey, lightly our little boat pounds. Well, the captain's on deck and he hollers, what the heck? Just a little wind forecast today. Hey, how big diesel roars as we head down the shore, sailing to St. George's Bay. Hey, we're sailing to St. George's Bay. Chugging along on the wide open sea. Well, an hour out, the fleet is in sight. A familiar roar on the old radio. Hut up, they're in a hell of a fight. From the shores of PEI to the Cape Breton Isle, well, the bluefin are making their run. We hope and we pray that today is the day we're one of the few lucky ones. Hey, we're one of the few lucky ones. Lucky to strike, lucky to land. We'll be lucky to get a good prize. Hey, when the season is done, we'll head on back home to get lucky again with our wives. Hey, to get lucky again with our wives. Us boys, we're not wild, we're quite normal, you see. Just a little nip now and then. Oh, cold beer and cheap wine and a little moonshine. We whoop and we hollered and dance. Well, it's early to rise, we'll sail with the tide. A little hair up the dog would be nice. Well, we bait up our lines and on canned beans we'll dine while we wait for the bluefin to bite. Hey, while we wait for the bluefin to bite. Lucky to strike, lucky to land. We'll be lucky to get a good prize. Hey! Oh, when the season is done, we'll head on back home to get lucky again with our wives. Hey, lucky to strike, lucky to land. We'll be lucky to get a good prize. Hey! When the season is done, we'll head on back home to get lucky again with our wives. Hey, to get lucky again with our wives. Shiver me timbers.
Never mind the island storytelling of it all. Now I want some mac and cheese to mix that tuna into. That was Blair Godet on isletunes. I know, Godet or Goody, but those just don't sound right to me. And my podcast, my rules. That's from his 2021 album, appropriately called Storytime. It's a record that's just the most recent example of Blair shaping music on the island. He started playing in the 70s and at one point performed with eventual country crooner Randy J. Martin. In 1995, he formed the southern rock-ish band 140 Smoothbore, and to end the millennium, Blair produced a various artist CD called Music of Tignish, fitting, because that's his hometown, in an effort to showcase and promote the myriad of up west talent he felt wasn't quite getting enough attention. From what I understand, he's rather an encyclopedia of knowing about music from that area. Now, this lady's a legend, and it's hard to believe she's already been gone over a decade. She was one of 14 children growing up together in Abram Village, and by the time she was 14, she'd won a televised singing contest, and not in a day where those kinds of shows choke the airwaves like now, or is that cable waves. She moved on to Moncton and Quebec City and performed in those places, but by 1974, she decided to commit what was said to be her funny, satirical, feminist, and poetic style to an album. That album was, aptly enough, Première. The chanteuse? Angèle Arsenault. Here's a cut from that first LP, J'aime mieux rester dans la cuisine. Or, I'd rather stay in my kitchen. Boss. Remember, this was before microwaves.
J'aime mieux rester dans ma cuisine plutôt que de m'asseoir au salon. J'aime mieux rester dans ma cuisine plutôt que de vous entendre parler. La partie de hockey qui vient de finir à la télé, le joueur de football qui vient de se casser le bout du nez, le bowling et puis le wrestling, le softball et puis le baseball, mais moi tous ces sports ça m'endort. J'aime mieux rester dans ma cuisine et faire semblant de vous écouter. J'aime mieux rester dans ma cuisine plutôt que de vous entendre parler. La voiture de Robert, qui est le dernier modèle de cette année, puis de celle de Gilbert, qui aurait besoin d'être réparée, puis le moteur neuf de Frédéric qui ne roule pas assez vite, mais moi tous ces chars ça m'endort. J'aime mieux rester dans ma cuisine plutôt que de m'asseoir au salon. J'aime mieux servir vos verres de gin plutôt que de vous entendre parler du temps de votre jeunesse, quand vous n'étiez pas encore marié, de toutes vos prouesses, quand vous étiez sergent dans l'armée, les filles si jolies qui chaque nuit tombaient dans vos lits, mais moi les hommes forts ça m'endort. J'aime mieux rester dans ma cuisine, j'aime mieux décorer mes gâteaux, j'aime mieux rester dans ma cuisine plutôt que de vous entendre parler. La maison de retraite que vous voulez vous acheter, vous avez payé vos dettes et vous voulez vous dépêcher à ramasser pour vous reposer, puis tout arrêter, mais moi les hommes morts ça m'endort. J'aime mieux rester dans ma cuisine et faire semblant de vous écouter. J'aime mieux servir vos verres de gin, j'aime mieux décorer mes gâteaux.
Angèle Arsenault on iTunes from 1974 that J'aime mieux rester dans ma cuisine. Before she left us in 2014, she was awarded both the Order of Canada and the Order of PEI. Coming up, traversing the very fringes of folk with Cud Eastbound, Oscar Kemp, Ben Kunder, and Andrew Waite. Yeah, so going back and playing y'all a song that was recorded 51 years ago is really getting into musical history. As it turns out, there's such a thing as, shall we say, circumstantial history, too. And small a province as this may be, there are lots of circumstances from over the years, decades, and even centuries for us to talk about. Let's hit 3 of these topics in This Week in PEI History. November 30th, 1874. Author Ella Montgomery, please just call her Maud, she hated Lucy Maud, was born in Clifton, now New London, on this date. Of course, you can't go anywhere on the island without knowing that Maud published her most famous work, Anne of Green Gables, in 1908, but you may not know that Anne had 7 sequels, or that when she got tired of writing about Miss Shirley / Mrs. Blythe, and boy did she created other heroines. In chronological order, they were Kilmeny, Sarah, Emily, Valancy, Marigold, Pat, and Jane. I know this because I wrote the book and lyrics for the musical drama The 9 Lives of Ella Montgomery. Anyone want to see that as a movie? Let me know. As for Maud, she married Ewan MacDonald in 1911 and moved to Ontario with him, where she passed away in 1942. December 3rd, 1943. The Charlottetown Guardian reported that a Lieutenant Joseph A. Blanchard of Charlottetown was missing in action overseas. The 22-year-old had enlisted the day after war was declared to fight against the Nazis in fascist Europe and joined the West Nova Scotia Highlanders in March of 1943. The only information the paper had at the time was that Blanchard was unaccounted for as of November 25th, but further research indicates that he actually died on November 23rd. The Government of Canada site lists him as being buried at the Moro River Canadian War Cemetery in Italy. December 4th, 1965. Via The Guardian, a shipbuilding company commissioned to construct a much-needed icebreaker ferry slated to sail between Borden and Cape Tormentine was switched out for a different shipbuilder for fear the vessel wouldn't be ready by the expected delivery date, which was just after the summer season of Confederation Centennial 1967. But they didn't make it anyway. The John Hamilton Gray was delivered in October 1968, and it ran between PEI and New Brunswick until the bridge came in 1997, with a refit in 1980. After that, the ferry served in Palm Beach, Florida, and Port Aransas, Texas in the Gulf of Mexico, no, not no fool, Gulf of America, until the vessel was scrapped in 2004. Maybe the Gulf of America and its creator could be scrapped soon too?
Hello, I'm Kinley, and you're listening to isletunes.
isletunes F-bomb alert!
More and more I meet these others who are sisters, who are brothers. The scars seem to keep them able to take my hand, to sit at my table. I get paid today, I won't make it easy, and you can let me down. Go on and let me down, let me down hard. Let me down hard. Falling into the nighttime thinking that dreams are bigger than the places that we are at. Pouring all of our blood on the answers. You got the moves, just think like a dancer. And there's plenty of lines we could use to be testing just what kind of rules we abuse to be nesting. We blame it on fools and we laughed at the jesting. And I'm running out of fire, I get paid today, I won't make it easy, you can let me down, but that's far from enough. I'm not made of glass, I won't fall to pieces, and you can let me down. Go on, let me down, and let me down hard. Let me down hard. Yeah, let me down hard. Ooh, let me down. And your grace is left to weep all over the floor. And your hands are shaking now, but not before. I'm just a little out of credence. You see, my eyes might see it, but my heart's beneath it. I get paid today, I won't make it easy, and you can let me down, but that's far from enough. I'm not made of glass, I won't fall to pieces, and you can let me down. Go on and let me down, and let me down hard. Yeah, well, let me down hard.
Andrew Waite coming down hard with Let Me Down Hard on isletunes. This is from his first solo album, Tremors, which was released in 2018 and won 2 Music PEI Awards in 2019, one for Rock Recording of the Year and one for Songwriter of the Year. Before branching out on his own, he fronted the band Andrew Waite and The Firm, and the one thing Andrew firmly believes in, see what I did there, is music education. He's been on the faculty at Charlottetown Rural, and in 2014 he founded Island Rock Camps, which was designed to inspire youths by putting them together with professional musicians to write and perform their own creations. So Andrew is kind of our island version of Jack Black, if you get the reference. If you like your folk modern with an existential twist, then I've got the guy for you, because that's exactly how this next artist's music has been described. Oscar Kemp was raised in the southern Gulf Islands of British Columbia by an Australian family and made a stop in Toronto before making PEI his home. He's become a regular performer at the Beaconsfield Carriage House, which is an awesome venue if you've never been there. And if you've got a keyboard that needs fixing, he can probably do it. He has a side business doing exactly that. He's especially passionate about Rhodes electric pianos, and it turns out, disc golf, which is basically aiming specialized frisbees at targets the way you would hit a golf ball toward a course hole. To my ear, somehow all that shapes the sound of his music. So let's visit this hole-in-one, or is that disc-in-one, single from 2024. This is Wild and Free from Oscar Kemp on isletunes. 4.
Spending fast and earning slow. Easy money, sell my soul. Stand up straight and get in line. Sell my body, sell my time. Played the game and I played it right. Lost to a man with loaded dice. Had to give up all my hopes and dreams. Got too busy driving that death machine. But I was wild and free, never bend a knee. Playing by the sea every morning. The years have passed me by. Cry, gotta keep my fire burning. There must be something more to this life. Climbed the ladder and earned my keep. Bought a feather bed, but I can't sleep. Gave my tongue to the company line. Broke my heart and broke my mind. Measured once and I've measured twice. Think I'll take my own advice. Done growing that golden fleece. And that shepherd's about to lose this sheep. 'Cause I'm still wild and free, and I won't bend a knee. I'll be by the sea in the morning. Life won't pass me by. I will laugh and cry. I can feel my soul is returning. I'll find something more to this life. Well, everything happens right on time. You'll get yours, brother, I'll get mine. Put our feet back on the land. Free the birds held in our hands. 'Cause we are wild and free, and we won't bend the knee. We'll be by the sea in the morning. Life won't pass us by. We will laugh and cry. We feel our souls return. We found something more to this life.
My self-worth is meaningless right now, and all I've ever known was rooted in someone else. Grow through the cold. hang around like embers burning holes. With every I love you forever on the walls, on the walls, on the walls, on the walls, and I can't take 'em down. Self-worth is meaningless right now, and all I've ever been was rooted in someone else. Grow through the cold, grow through the cold.
The distinctive Cud Eastbound via isletunes with Self-Worth. That's from their latest album, Siliphe, from 2022. This collection was recorded as a response to Cud's 70-date tour of the US and Canada being shelved because of the rise of COVID, and all proceeds from it go to the engineers and fellow artists on the project. This musician is not only non-binary, but non-conventional. Though they started on the island in 2014, they packed up their 77 Dodge camper van and trekked out to Dawson City, Yukon Territory, you know, to make a home there. That first winter, they had to fortify said van with straw to brave the freezing temps. Now, if that ain't folk, y'all, I don't know what is. Oh, if you need some graphic design done or consulting regarding such, Cud has got you through their company, Dire Wolf Media. It's not often you run across a guy who's part carpenter, part actor, but if you're Ben Kunder, it works. I hope my pronunciation works. Ben underwent formal training in musical theater, and certainly that helped form the foundation for his international tours and feast appearances. His work is said to, quote, chronicle ordinary and extraordinary in luminous detail, unquote, and a Dutch review said he had a voice like filtered sunbeams. In addition to hitting the road and recording his own works for himself, he's had songs appear on small and large screens. In fact, he won a Canadian Screen Award for Best Original Song. Having moved on to Toronto from PEI, this social justice warrior can also be found in his solar-powered cabin on Salt Spring Island in BC. Hey, we ought to get him together with Oscar Kemp. They were practically neighbors with their islands being right next to each other and all. As for this island, meaning isletunes, it's time to bring you a directive from Ben Kunder from his 2015 album Golden. This is Don't Dance. Dude, that's like asking me not to smile on a passport picture.
Don't dance unless you're gonna dance with me. Put your feet on mine, I'll float you across the dance floor. Don't dance unless you're gonna dance with me. I can lead you around, I know I'm not that pretty. More and more I wonder how I got here. Something must have drawn me to you. I see you at the bar, you're looking hungry for a taste of something new. I spy your glass, it's looking empty. Don't you got a man standing by? I could be the one to fill your cup up, but you're so pretty I can't blink an eye. Don't dance unless you're gonna dance with me. Put your feet on mine, I'll float you across the dance floor. Don't dance unless you're gonna dance with me. I can lead you round, I know I'm not that pretty. Drinking in my strength to take you on, and feeling more and more like a Don Juan. I never thought that you would look my way. Now you're standing before me, I don't know what to say. Palms are sweating bullets down my back. The only thing that's steady is my gaze, and all that's keeping me from tumbling over is this empty glass and the hopes that the band plays on.
Ben Kunder on isletunes with his 2015 track, Don't Dance. Wonder, given his theater training, if he'll ever write a musical. Still to come, Patricia Murray sings about a town that's home, going to the zoo with your doctor, and the second artist in one show to be from Little Pond. You've changed your tires over, it's getting cold, you want to be someplace warm. Well, why not let PEI performers provide the heat with both holiday and non-holiday shows, as outlined here in Gigs to Dig across Prince Edward Island. Tomorrow, Saturday, November 29th, Brian J. Dunn is at the Old Triangle. Also on the 29th, Aging Disgracefully with Daryl Cameron. They're at Harmony House in Hunter River. Peeking into the next couple of weeks, December 2nd, it's Tara McLean with Bayfield String Quartet on this winter's night at the Trailside Music Hall. December 5th, it's Magnolia at Hunter's Ale House. Also on December 5th, it's Jerry Laird at Talica Mexican Bar and Grill in Charlottetown. And not to be forgotten, also on December 5th, it's Lawrence Maxwell and Nudie and the Turks at Tracadie Community Center. December 6th, it's the Teeth Out EP release with Radio Roulette and Nova Scotia acts at Baba's Lounge. December 11th, Lawrence Maxwell and Nudie and the Turks are back, this time at the Trailside. December 12th, Fiddler Sons and Saltwater Dollies, they're doing their holiday show at Trinity United Church in Summerside. Also December 12th, Soul Filter is at Hunter's Ale House. December 13th, Brian J. Dunn is back, he's at the Bogside Brewing Company. And December 13th, Lawrence Maxwell and Nudie and the Turks making another stop, this time at Fortune Community Center. Don't forget, Baba's Lounge holds an open mic night every Wednesday at 9 p.m., hosted by the one and only Kinley.
Hi, it's Gordon Belcher here from Guernsey Cove in Prince Edward Island, and you're listening to isletunes.
People are always out walking in my hometown. People are always talking in coffee shops in my hometown. People are watching the malls go up in my hometown. People gather for concerts in the fields of my drawn to the waterside
drive the kids to hockey at 6 a.m. in my hometown. People say the girls are most beautiful in my hometown. And it's always sunny in my hometown, and the days seem longer in my hometown, and the smiles are earned in my hometown, and it's always summer on the side of my hometown. People dress their dogs in sweaters in my hometown. People expect to be storm stayed in the winter in my hometown. People ask after your mother in my hometown. People leave their Christmas lights up year round in my hometown. And it's always sunny in my hometown, and the days seem longer in my hometown, and the smiles are earned in my hometown, and it's always summer on the side of my hometown. People pull together in hard times in my hometown. People are building bridges across the sea in my hometown. People predict the weather from their joints in my hometown. People are living largely in my hometown, and it's always sunny in my hometown, and the days seem longer in my hometown, and the smiles are earned in my hometown, and it's always summer on the side of my hometown, and it's always summer on the side of my
Summerside native Patricia Murray on isletunes from her first solo album, Portraits. You just heard Hometown from 1998. 'Twas quite the trail leading her to this debut record. She developed an affinity for and fluency in the Gaelic language early on, and she first appeared on a CD in 1994, going on to do 2 with ancestral voices from the College of Piping. 1997 was the year she won the silver pendant in the Royal National Gaelic Mote in Inverness, Scotland, so it was only natural that her premiere Patricia outing would focus on Atlantic Canada and explore legends she learned about during her Celtic studies. But that certainly hasn't been the end of it. Patricia went on to release Primrose in 2001, and 2005 saw Welcome to Prince Edward Island, though that's only the English translation for the Gaelic title. I'm not even going to attempt to get my mouth around here. Patricia's the expert in that tongue, not me. Music brings the animal out in a lot of us, so it makes perfect sense that this group should find themselves in a zoo. Dr. Zoo is a multinational, multicultural ensemble made up of Canadians, Africans, and positive thinkers of many stripes, according to their website. It's all led by Randall Arsenault, who, in addition to spearheading 6 albums since 2003, has taught at UPEI's School of Climate Change and Adaptation, which is not only logical, but zoological. Dr. Zoo has caged up 4 ECMA Award nominations and 1 Music PEI Award nomination in their run so far. Their most recent collection came out in 2022, but we're going to go back to 2006 for their record 42, which was a concept album about a Newfoundland boy who leaves home and travels in search of meaning in life. This is the opener. It's Prologue in My Mind on your isletunes.
people of authority tell me what to do. But even then, the ones who speak up don't always really know what's the best for you. My father told me once to get a real job, and music is a phase you will pass in time. I knew better, but I listened to him then. I was wondering if it's real or in my mind. It's in my mind. It's in. With 2 degrees and a couple of real jobs, and my heart was telling me something wasn't right. So I headed on down to Africa, writing songs, having fun, and just living the life. But back home, we started a band. We were poor, but we were dreaming about the better times. And later on, I got scared I would fail. I was wondering if it's real or real. My mind, it's in my mind. You gotta stand tall, withstand the blows. You gotta stand tall, welcome to the show. You gotta stand tall, 'cause you'll never know. Oh. Well, here we are, we're back on the road. I finally learned not to be afraid to try. The future's good, everything is looking bright. I'm wondering if it's real or real. My mind, it's in my mind. It's in my mind. Stand up, it's in my mind. Do the show. You gotta stand never know.
When it's all in my mind, as this song says, I go to see Dr. Zoo, who has the cure for what ails your lack of vitamin M. Music, of course, dispensed by isletunes. I love when seemingly random song choices for this show come together in unexpected ways. We'll get to that, but first, a bedtime story. There was once a little island girl who ended up paving the way for female fiddlers to come. You see, she started step dancing at age 5 and had picked up a fiddle the first time when she was 9. But when she grew up, she noticed that the genre was mostly dominated by men. She went on to change that, and by now there's a full generation of women fiddlers who owe her a little something. She's Sheila Mackenzie, and talk about bringing things full circle. She's a past president of the Prince Edward Island Fiddlers Society, whose record opened up this episode, and like its founder, Father then Bishop Faber McDonald, Sheila is also from Little Pond. Man, I love synchronicity. This is a very appropriately titled track from the Music PEI Award-winning 2003 self-titled debut record from Sheila Mackenzie to end her off on isletunes. Island fiddle legend Sheila Mackenzie with her 2003 ditty to end her off. That's a medley of The Sweetness of Mary, Traditional Strathspey, Mutt's Favorite, Dinky Dorian's, Simon's Great Smile, and Homeward Bound. And that's all by way of isletunes. As if Sheila hasn't made a name for herself by herself in this genre the last 2+ decades, she also played with Fiddler Sons for 5 years, appearing on 2 of their albums. Well, it's in the books for isletunes 101. No, not a college course, though this show is rather a fountain of knowledge regarding island music, ain't it? And 101, of course, is the episode number as we begin our foray into the triple digits. You can help get this podcast that plays nothing but music from PEI artists into even more ears by simply yapping about it in person or online. The show does have Facebook and Instagram accounts, and all you have to do is share posts from them. After you follow those accounts, Natch, and if you're listening on YouTube, hit like there. The algorithm loves it. Put a little isletunes under someone's Christmas tree, or yours, in the way of merch you can get your hands on at isletunes.creator-spring.com. Or give the show a Christmas present by subscribing to its Patreon page for next to nothing, where you can get access to exclusive videos of live performances and expanded interviews. That all helps me pay for running this sucker. If you feel like you have comments or suggestions about these efforts, or you feel like making a request, please do so by email at amj@isletunes.ca or by voicemail at 902-807-4250. Musical contribution to the isletunes theme by Kaylin McCauley and John Hashem. Show concept by Rocky O'Neill. Coordination assistance by Jackie Robichaux. I'm Adam Michael James, and I must take my leave of you now. Though I'll be back next week to do it all again for you in terms of bringing beloved and heretofore unknown island artists to your eardrums. Please be aware as we start this holiday season how lucky we are to live in a country that isn't actively trying to copy that whole authoritarian thing down in the States. Never mind the Labubu's, perhaps our freedom is the greatest gift we have. Because as Dutch diplomat Gijs de Vries once said, ultimately freedom and democracy are stronger than fear and tyranny. You know it. Thanks for listening, PEI. See you in 7.